Have you ever planned a camping trip with friends? There's so much involved, like choosing when you'll go, booking a camping spot, and deciding on what you'll need. Who's bringing the tent, the cooking equipment, and the food? You also have to read maps on how to get there. And what if it rains? You have to have a plan B. These skills are all part of planning and organising, and they're part of our everyday lives. You probably use these skills in more formal ways as well. When you study for exams, you might create a study timetable to manage your time effectively. At work, you probably organise the jobs you have to do in a reasonable order to get them done effectively. So what are the benefits of good planning and organising? By using your planning and organising skills in the workplace, you'll get a lot more done, be able to meet deadlines, and show your boss and colleagues that you can do it. If you plan and organise a job well, it should be a productive and positive experience for everyone.
There isn't really a set procedure for that. They pretty much work through as they get to stages. You'll have quite a large house, which is going to take quite a lot longer to get the design and the documentation done, and you might have a small one there which actually has come in after the big house, but that's actually hit the site a lot quicker than what a larger one would be. So it's not even a first in, first served type basis. They are worked on separately. So there isn't really a real set agenda that one has to follow. There are written stages that we need to do just as prompts of when we need to apply to the water board, and if we need planning, that's probably done at the very first stage, is to look through the planning scheme to find out whether planning is required, are there any overlays on the site. If it's down at 13th Beach 2, for instance, what are the guidelines from the Architectural Review Committee? Make sure we've got all those in process. Are we going to need a landscape architect to come on board? If we do, we know that there's some time frames are going to get blown out just in getting their documentation back to us. So we try to get onto those relatively early in the piece and not at the last minute, just so as it keeps the job running fairly smoothly.
For example, if you're a landscape gardener on a new job, you wouldn't just rush in and dig anywhere, ordering supplies randomly. You plan what you're going to do and organise the resources and people needed to do it. This could mean creating a timeline and job list first. Some of your jobs would include discussing plans with the owner, applying to council for permits, and researching and analysing local soils, plants, and conditions. Of course, you would also have to construct a workable budget. A hairdresser will organise shortcuts in between longer hair colours. A builder will organise to do jobs or quotes in the same area on the same day. A childcare worker will plan passive activities before the children's rest time. Every job requires planning and organising. Planning and organising involves many different things. What you need will depend on the specific situation. The first thing you need to do is plan your time. It's a good idea to create timelines and set priorities. You have to be able to meet deadlines in the workplace. Secondly, you need to be resourceful. It's important to know what is available to you. Prepare resources and things like safety equipment before starting on a job. You should also be ready in case something goes wrong. Expect the unexpected. Be prepared to adapt or change your plans, like when it rains on a camping trip. Planning also involves using your initiative and making decisions. Consider the bigger picture and look at what needs to be done, then do it. Employers appreciate someone who thinks on their feet and is confident enough to make decisions. For example, if you're a plumber and when you arrive at a job, your boss is busy talking to the client. Don't stand around and wait for instructions. Get yourself and the tools ready.
Yeah, look, we try to sit down with an apprentice and a trainee when they're first in the workplace. So when they go for their first placement, our consultants will go out and see them and sit down with them and their immediate supervisor within the host business and try to actually get an idea of, okay, what sort of goals need to be set, how is that going to interact with the schooling requirements that your training organisation is going to obviously teach you and instruct you in. So we do try to set the goals, etc. for them, and a lot of that is workbook based in some of the areas that we work in.
A good planner and organiser also looks ahead to achieve their goals and targets. Have an action plan. What steps can you take to make your goal achievable? Your long-term goal might be to run your own cafe. While you're working for an employer, you could create a checklist of what you want to learn that will eventually help you run your own business. As a good planner and organizer, you will also want to collect, analyze, and organize useful information. Let's say a client wants a no-fuss garden. The landscape gardener will need to research and choose local, native plants before designing a drought-resistant, water-wise garden. Tradespeople need to research what permits are required before starting work. Many workers need to know about the latest trends, and all workers need information on how to work safely with their tools and materials. Think about the information you'll need to do your job safely and well. Organize it so that you can easily find and refer to it later. Sometimes you may have to follow a schedule. A schedule requires you to organize the tasks to be done and who is going to do them. A schedule is essential in most workplaces. Restaurant kitchens, construction sites, research labs, salons. For all of these to run well, tasks need to be delegated and prepared in a specific order.